Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to talk about how your childhood can shape your money habits, as in the environment you grew up in, what you saw growing up, how was money in the household where you grew up, where you went to visit, how were the people handling money. What you experienced in your childhood can shape your ways that you see money as you grow older and as you get a family, as you become a business owner. That childhood experience that you had with money is going to shape the way you see finances in one way or another. The first influence that we always have around us is our parents. If you grew up in a home setting where you see how money is being handled, or there was scarcity, or there was abundance, there is a way that childhood experience that you faced with money is going to shape your way that you see finances. For example, as I was growing up, my grandmother has an asset. It's still there. It's a hotel. Okay, so one day, my grandmother, my uncle, and my dad went and got a loan, and they used my grandmother's hotel as collateral. So each one of them thought the other one is putting money, the other one is depositing money, the other one is depositing money. Little did they know that none of them was depositing money. The time period that was given to them to pay that loan elapsed. So the bank came wanting to take this asset that is worth, for example, 800 million US dollars for 50 million Uganda shillings. As in, the bank does not care about the value of your asset. They just want their money back. This put everyone on pressure. This put everyone in the household in pressure. I remember my grandmother came and sat us down. She's like, you people, things are going to change around here. We have to clear this loan. This asset cannot go. As in, this is an asset that brings in cash flow every day. Let's say even every hour, if I must say. So things changed around the home until that loan was cleared. So as a child, in my head, I understood that loans, I really need to be careful when I'm getting loans. And I'm a kind of person now, it's very hard for me to go and get a loan. Like, I'll work around the cash I have, use what I have to make sure I get what I want. Like, because of that, I learned to live within my means and always invest what I have. That is one way your childhood can shape your money habits, knowingly or unknowingly. This particular incident that I'm talking about, it happened years and years ago, but that stuck to me. I saw how loans can really mess up someone's life. In my head, I imagined how people can lose their property, their homes, because of loans. And because of that, I cannot even try it. So you find that children that were taught about finances during their childhood, as in they were taught how to save, they were taught how to budget. There is a way those people can manage finances better than those that had no financial literacy at all growing up. So your childhood can really shape the way you handle finances and the knowledge you know about finances. So let's say it starts from a child and you keep telling the child, do this and then I'm going to give you this. The child is going to grow up knowing that for me to earn money, for me to make money, I need to work for it. I need to do something for it. Money is not going to be just handed and to me. These are people that you'll find they are hardworking in their life. Like, it's so hard for them not to be working, not to be active, not to be doing something to make sure they earn money. The household financial stability in the home where you grew up can shape the way you see finances. For example, if there was abundance or scarcity. So you find that if you examine people who grew up in scarcity, they will be always afraid to lose money. They will be always afraid of that scarcity, of, let's say, that poverty. They will always be afraid of it. And some of them, you may find they are stingy. They will even fail to make investments because they are scared of losing that money. But some of them, you may find that they use it as, okay, I grew up really without anything. I have to make sure I do something about my life. Scarcity and abundance in your childhood can shape the way you see finances one way or another. I'll give another good example again. My grandmother grew up in poverty, and then she told me the story. She's like, we grew up poor. I said to myself, I will never die poor. Like, the poverty that she grew up in, the scarcity that she grew up in, shaped her and made her want to change her whole generation, made her want to change her lifestyle. She did not pity herself. She did not sit there and wait for someone to come and save her. No, she actually did something about it. She's like, you know what? I have to change my situation. I was born poor. I will not die poor. And this kind of mentality worked out for her, and she never looked back, and she has been thriving financially up to now. On the other hand, where somebody grew up in abundance, someone who grew up in abundance and they were not taught how to manage their own finances, but everything was handed down to them, this person is going to be used to that because that is what they know. They're going to be always wanting something to be handed to them. These are people that you find that their parents put investments in place and they earn a monthly income, as in even though they go to work or not, they are earning money. There are people with such a life, and when disaster hits and maybe that is no longer there, these are people that you find that really struggle with finances. So what you grow up seeing in your childhood can really shape how you manage finances. Also, there are people who grow up in abundance, but as they grew of age, they were taught maybe how to manage the family business, or from the family business they added on their own venture that they saw growing up, made them want to be entrepreneurs in that particular field. In cases of crisis responses, this can also shape the mentality of a child on how they view finances. For example, if you were in a household, maybe your parents were living together, your parents, who was the breadwinner, lost their job, and you had to move out of your house, you had to change schools. This can shape the way you see finances. This can, in one way or another, it's going to shape your mentality. So people who have children out there, don't think that they are just kids. What they see around you regarding other morals, even finances, is going to shape how they reason, how they think, and it can affect how they flourish in future financially or not. Like I said earlier, as you can see, that the crisis I saw my grandmother going through, and my uncle and my dad over the loan, shaped the way I think about loans. That you're surrounded with can also influence the way you see finances. Like, if you grow up with people who are in abundance, like it is normal to go for vacation every holiday, that is the way you're shaped. That is how that child is going to be wired. As in, the society around them is going to shape the way they see finances. For example, if someone grew up in a society where every holiday maybe they're in boarding school, and then every holiday maybe they go for a vacation in the UK or the US. I'm speaking from Uganda right now, I'm in Africa. And then you have to go to the UK, US for vacation, and that is normal. That is what society has shaped you. You know in your mentality that I just go for a vacation to the UK, to the US and come back. Like, it is normal because how your childhood has shaped you. Whereas somebody maybe in the village, that could be like a privilege. They even may ask you, why are you wasting money? You get the different perspectives that these two people have because of their social influence, of how they grew up. As in, the other one sees it as a privilege, this one sees it as it's a normal thing. So the way you see finances in your childhood can shape you one way or another. You also have emotional associations with money. It's also one way your childhood can shape your money habits. For example, finances were tied to chores, as in you have to do a chore to be rewarded with money. Let's say sometimes you want candy as a child, and then your mother says, you have to do the dishes before I give you that $1 to do the dishes. That $1 that you want to buy candy. So this child is going to grow up with a mentality knowing that I have to always work to earn money to buy what I want. Not everything is going to be handed down to me freely or without doing anything. For others, you may find that money is seen as emotional security for them, because maybe they grew up in a childhood where things were unstable because of money. So this child is going to grow up thinking, for example, the landlord chased us out of our house and we had to sleep on the street because we did not have money. So this person is going to grow up knowing that, I really need money to survive. As in, these are people that you find that when they don't have money, they will be shaking, they will not be at peace. So to them, money is like security to them. Having finances, having money is going to be like security to them. And you may find that these people are from a background where things were unstable. And things were not unstable because of natural disasters, because of absenteeism of parents or absenteeism of caregivers. No, it was because of money. So these people are going to see money as security, as in they are going to know, when I have money, I can do this and this. Whenever I have my money, I can do this and this. I am secure. So you find that people who had exposure to educational opportunities about finances during their childhood, that they find it easier to manage finances because they have grown up doing this. They have grown up seeing this. They have been taught, like they know the ups and downs of finances, because as they grow up, they are making mistakes and they are learning from those mistakes. Do you get? And if it is parents that are giving them that financial education, or they are sending them somewhere, or it's an online course that they have been taking since childhood, they are going to be making mistakes along the way, and they are going to have, for example, if they are still minors, they're going to still have their parents to fall back on. So you find that as this person is growing, they have made enough mistakes to make sure they make better financial decisions than someone who is going to learn about finances when they are old or maybe at university. So by the time this person is making errors, maybe they don't have someone to fall back onto, and they have to go through that trial and error period on their own and make sure they figure it out on their own. It's out there to teach their children about finances when they're still young, because it will help them in the future. But not least, generational influence that you faced as a child can shape your money habits. For example, like the people that went through the recession and they saw the ups and downs, people who have experienced inflation and they saw how things skyrocketed and how things became more expensive in the country there and then they saw maybe the changes that were happening at school, at home because of the recession. They are going to have different money habits because of what they went through. Unlike that person that has never gone through a recession, that has never experienced that, these two people are going to have different money habits because of the experiences. All in all, personally, I believe your childhood can shape the way you see money and the way you spend money and your money habits in general. And I also personally believe there is no certain age limit that you can start teaching your children about finances, about money. And if that child can talk, as in if that child is ready to ask you to give them money to buy something, I believe personally that they are already ready to learn and understand about finances at the level that they are at. That's all I had to share with you today. God bless you. Love and peace from me to you. Bye.